Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I have a couple little cute projects here that I want to do. We are going to take a couple different Dollar Tree items and we are just going to take these guys up a notch or 10, and they are going to be so great. The one is a must-have I feel that everybody needs, maybe not men, but mostly women need, are these car hooks. You get a set of 2 of these. Dollar Tree has these now. These I actually found like hanging by the register on one of those racks there as you're checking out. I don't know if they have them in a different section. All Dollar Trees are different. But anyway, you get 2. And these 2 had hearts on them. I also saw the other ones that have like rainbows on them. And I kind of was going to pass on, but I thought, you know what? We can make these absolutely gorgeous and it would make a great gift for anybody. Women mainly. I don't know if guys would be into this too much, but you never know. But I'm going to use one of these. This had these little ornaments you get at Dollar Tree. They're a 2-pack also. So this project comes out to being like $1.50 when you make them, because you're just going to be using one of these ornaments off of here. The other one was a penguin. I'll show you this guy in a second so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. And we're going to turn them into these for the holiday. And I'm actually going to take it out to my car and I will show you guys how you put them in there, how you use them, and you're going to wonder how you ever lived without it. Seriously, if you ever dumped your purse on the floor when you hit the brakes, you're going to want these. These are a lifesaver. I actually have one in my car that's all this pretty like gems looking that my daughter gave me a while ago, and I had never seen them before, and I use mine all the time now, and I'll tell you what, it's a lifesaver. You don't have to just hang your purse on it. If you have like a little shopping bag or something with a few things in it, you can just hook them on there. You can also swing these around so they hang on the back of your passenger seat, so you can just, you know, if you have somebody riding with you, you can just throw your purse on top of there and hang it in the back, so you're not like just throwing it down on the floor, and you can grab it real easy. But these are so easy to make, and I just thought this would be fun. So the first thing you want to do is take one of these. Like I said, you get 2, so these are the 2 that were on this card here, and then these little hearts are just like hot glued on. They come off fairly easy. I'm going to use some hot glue and a little bit of E6000 here, just to make sure this little guy doesn't fall off. And he's on there pretty good now. I glued him on there yesterday just to see how this was going to work out, and I think it'll be fine. And if you don't want to do it for Christmas, you could add anything to it. Hang on. I have one of these little gems here that I bought at, I don't know if this was Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I got it out. It might have been Hobby Lobby. I got this, it was regularly $6. It was marked down to $1.49. You could even add something like that on the front of it too to make it really, really pretty. And these would make a great gift for anybody. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of this. This is like the sheets of the diamond wrap. These are self-adhesive. This one was in the hot car and it slid. Look at that. So I have half of these that are off of there. But anyway, they have these in the floral department at Dollar Tree normally. So you're just going to take this, and I cut off 6 rows. Let's see, there was one end here that was cut a little weird. I don't want to use. I think this one's okay. And you just want to cut real close to it, because it has like, I'll show you when I get this other one cut out here. It has like these little spiky looking things because they're all connected. And so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to cut this right here. Actually, I'm going to have to start down here the other end so I can see what I'm doing. So let me just cut that off here real quick. But you want to cut real close to it, and then I can show you here. See what I mean? There's like these little fuzzy looking ends, and it doesn't look nice if you leave those on there, so you want to cut those all off. Excuse me, nice and close. So I lost some adhesive on this. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. Yeah, you don't want to leave these in a hot car or anything with adhesive on it because it messes it up. Alright, so there we go. Not too bad. I'm going to cut this one row off up here because the glue is just gone. But hopefully your pack won't be like that. And I'm going to add a little tiny bit of hot glue to the top and the bottom of this. Now I'm just going to start this like right here, because honestly when you hook this onto your little metal bar under your headrest, the headrest is going to come down on this. So you don't have to worry about having some pretty gems all the way up to the top. I think that one of my car does though. I'm not sure. So you just want to get that on there, and then you're just I'm gonna figure out how far. I'm just gonna let it come down here into this bottom piece, and then I'm just gonna cut that off. You'll see when you do it. Figure out how low you want it to go down. Whoops. So we're just gonna cut that off there. And then just slide that right back down in here. Hopefully I get this going straight. There we go. And that might be, no, that's perfect. Make sure I have it nice and straight before I push this down real hard. There we go. And now that piece down there, that's gonna stay. And if you don't want it all the way down in the crease, you can cut it off a little bit shorter than that too, if you want to. But now this piece here, I'm actually gonna put a little bit of hot glue just to make sure it doesn't lift up. Sometimes this adhesive's not the best, but I don't know if it would lift up or not, but I'm just doing this just in case. Just add a little hot glue up there. The one down here I don't think will lift up because, you know, you're going to be putting stuff down there. So now, try to get some of this glue off of here. Well, it really doesn't matter. Alright, so this one we're going to do with Santa Claus. I thought that would, look at that, I glued that right to this board. I thought that would be fun. Now these are actually little ornaments, and they're glue dotted onto there. And it has like this little eye hook here, so you're just going to unscrew it. Comes right out really simple. Just that little eye hook, and then of course I'll save that for another little, whoops, wrong way, little DIY if I want to put it in the piece of wood or something. And then you have your Santa. He's going to have a little hole there, but I mean, you can put something there if you want to. I'm really not going to worry about it. I think he'll be cute without it. But you could always put like a little snowflake or something up there, or whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it be. And then you could just hook him, because they're going to hang down. It's going to hang down like this, so I don't want him up too high because you're going to be putting stuff over top of him. So I think right here on the back of his head, we are going to put him on there right like that. So I'm just going to put a bunch of hot glue on here, and I am going to mix in here a little. I shouldn't have done that first. I'm doing it backwards. Stay hot glue. A little bit of this E6000 on this guy. So between the mixture of the two, the hot glue will hold it in place, because you guys know E6000 takes about a day or so before that really sets up nice. But that's it. How easy is that, and how cute is that? I'm going to leave this guy sit here. I'll actually take this one out to my car, and I'll take some pictures of it, you know, where you put it and how you use it, whatever, just for anybody that's not, you know, not quite sure, because I wasn't either. I never heard of these things before, but they are a wonderful little thing. And what a cute little gift to give to somebody. You could give it to them like on Thanksgiving. If you're going somewhere for Thanksgiving, it'd be a little Thanksgiving gift. But yeah, I think that is adorable. And how easy was that? Much better than just this little pink rubber heart. But yeah, and I'll show you. Like I said, I'll take this guy out to my car, and I will take pictures of that, and I'll put that in here before we start this next little project. Alright, now for our next little project, we're going to take one of these little snowman ornaments. I almost passed on these because, well, let's face it, they're not all that cute. The hat's too small, the eyes are way too far apart on this little guy, and the buttons are just way out. They're not even buttons, they're just pieces of felt. But we are going to take all this stuff off this little guy. If your arms are in the right spot, I did one, I'll show you here what we're going to do with it. You can just leave it be. But we're going to see if I can get this nose out too, because they just have so much glue sticking out of here. There we go. We can get that glue right off of there. I'm going to reuse the nose. I'm going to reuse the nose, and I think that is the only thing on this little guy, the nose and the arms, that I'm actually keeping. And I'll show you what I did here with the other guy, and this is what he will turn out, whoops, looking like. So much better than this weird looking guy. But like I said, I almost passed on these, so I thought, you know what, these are like the perfect little size. you know, to set here and there in with some Christmas decorations, whether it's on a shelf, by your TV, whatever, or if you just wanted to give it to somebody as a little gift. But yeah, this guy, he's just not right. And I'm not going to make him into ornaments. You absolutely could turn it back into an ornament, but I'm taking his little hat off and his string. Look how much glue they put on there to hold this string on. We're going to take that off too. It just has this little string to hang it. Now you could absolutely glue that back on the back of it, but mine, I actually want them to stand because they do stand up really nice. And look at the mouth on there. It's just kind of green. I don't know what they were going for there. I'm going to try to scrape some of that off. We're going to take off this scarf. We're not using that either. And there you go. We just have... He's creepy. All right, let's pop off those eyes because we don't want those on there. And hopefully, and you know what? If this side doesn't look that good on the head, you can flip it around. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this one, because after I pulled some of that off there, and that green mouth, that's going to be covered up by his hat, so we're going to make that cover that spot there. So we're just going to flip him around now. And the only thing I'm going to do is stick his nose back in, because that's kind of how I figure where my whole face is going to go here. So that looks about centered, and I'm going to add a little glue to that just to make sure it stays in there. But yeah, the little nose is just kind of my guide of where I want to put everything else. Alright, so there's his nose back on. Now, this little bitty hat, I'll save that for something else. Who knows, I might find something that needs a little hat like that. But I'm just going to take some of these little gem stickers. You guys know you get these at Dollar Tree on the sheets. It's hard to find the black ones. I haven't seen the black ones in a while. But you know what? If you have some of the silver ones that are all on these sheets, you can paint them black. Works just as well. So we are going to take two of these little eyeballs here. Well, that's what these are going to be. They're going to be little eyes. And I'm going to figure out where I want them. Put one right here. And then I'm going to lift them up a little bit and put a little glue under them. But I really want to make sure I have them where I want them first. And I think, well, maybe it's still a little too far apart. I think that looks really good right there. All right, so I'm just going to flip that up, put a little hot glue under there just to make sure it stays nice. Not too much. I don't want it to look like the other one did there with all that oozing glue. All right, so there's one little eyeball. And we're just going to lift that one up a little bit, put a little hot glue under him. It sticks pretty good with just the sticker, but not the best. So I figured I'd add a little hot glue to those. So there you go. So now, whoops, and we're going to put a little highlight on them as soon as I pick the glue off of it after it cools off here. Because I just got glue all over his eyeball. But anyway, that's where his eyes are going to sit. And then we're going to take some of these smaller ones. These were in the Crafter Square section. They're just these silver and little black, they're called gem border stickers. So we're just going to take 4 of those off here. There we go. You guys go back there. And then we're just going to kind of center that under his nose with 2 of them. And then bring the other 2 up so it looks like he's smiling. And maybe a little higher. There we go. That looks like a nice snowman smile. And again, I'm going to just, the end ones here, because these are all still connected, I'm just going to glue the end ones down to make sure they don't pop up. And glue the other end one down. And there we go. And there's his little smile, little smiling snowman. And then we're going to add the highlights on his eyes, but I'm going to wait until I'm done here with everything else, because otherwise I'll just be sticking my hand in paint. And I got to pick that off there. Oh, that makes me mad. All right, so he's going to sit there just like so. So now we're going to figure out how we want to decorate him up. And I think I'm going to do this one exactly the same, because I kind of want 2 of these same kinds, but you could use, excuse me, I used this red and black check scarf that I picked up at Dollar Tree last week. You could use any fabric that you have. And I also have a back here behind me, a black and white and gray check scarf. But I don't know if I want to do that one. I think I'm just going to do another one in this color because I really like the way that one came out. So what we're going to do here is you're just going to like go across is all I did with this. And I think I cut out 3 of these, I think. I don't remember now. Just 3 of the squares is what I'm trying to say here. Now, little hats are so easy to make. So we're going to make the brim of the hat here. You're just going to take some hot glue down this length here and then fold this little guy up. Just fold it onto the glue. And that'll be his little brim of his hat. I don't know if that's long enough yet. Let's measure. And now this is how I do it. I just measure it by his little head. It's going to be up here by his eyes. And then that'll come back down. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Down around here. And that's going to be how his little hat's going to look. So let's see. Is that about the center? Yeah. So now all I'm going to do is just cut this up along this little line here, and then you're going to put your brim side on the inside, so it'll be inside out, and then we're just going to glue up this side here. These are so easy to make, and you can make them as tall or as short as you want them to be. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure this out once I get this together, but that might be a little too high, so I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. I don't want his hat to stick up too high. That's cute. It would be like a little beanie hat here. All right. So now while we still have it wrong side with our brim on the inside, you're going to take some thread, or you could even use a piece of string, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to put a piece in here with the little knot on the end of my thing, and I just kind of bunch this up. Just like that. I'm just going to wrap it a couple times, like so. And then just tie this off. You could do this on the outside if you wanted that to be like your little tassel. I'm actually going to put a pom-pom on top of it. But if you wanted to, you could just do that, you know, after you flip it over and just have that on the outside. So I'm just going to knot this off good. There we go. That's good enough. So that's it. That's as far as the sewing goes for this little project. And then you're just going to flip it right side out. And there you have your little beanie hat. Easy peasy. I love easy peasy. You guys know that. So then you're just going to fit this on your snowman. You're going to put it down where you want it for his eyes. And then this I want to come down over his ugly little smile face back there. I made this a little bit too tight. It stretches though. Alright, so there's that part. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue under here to hold it in place. On the front, and then I'm going to go down here on the back. And we're going to put a little bit of glue back here so I can cover up that ugly smile face that was on there. There we go. I don't want it quite to the neck because our scarf has to go in here yet. And there you have it. There is your little hat. His is a little bit taller than the other one. And then I'm going to put another dot on the side here. Pull it down so it looks nice and even. And then I'm just going to put another little dot over here of hot glue. And that's it. There's his hat. His little hat. And then all you need is a pom-pom. I got these at Dollar Tree last year. I mean, you can get pom-poms anywhere. Let's see. I don't want a giant pom-pom. They have like a whole bunch of different sizes in here, which is great. And you can buy just the packs of the white ones too. You can squish this down a little bit if you want to. Let's see. I think I want this pom-pom sticking right up there. So there is his little hat. Easy peasy. Love it. All right, and now for the scarf, all we're gonna do is take another piece of this scarf here, and we're gonna cut this like, I don't know, not maybe like a 1/4 inch shorter than the second thing here, just so it's not too bulky around his little neck here. And I'm just gonna cut the length here, and then we can size it up on him. And that's not perfectly straight, and it really doesn't matter because you're not gonna notice it once it's on there. So straight as can be. All right, so let's move that. And then you have plenty, I mean, you could make a lot of these with one little scarf. All right, so we're just gonna take this around his little neck here. And I'm gonna make this side a little bit longer because we're gonna wrap this side up and around here. Just kind of like tie it. There we go. And then that side will flip down here. And this is when you can go ahead and trim it however long you want. I think this one's fine. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer, I think, than the other one that I did. Not too much because we're going to put those decorations here in the middle. So I'm going to cut this a little bit. And then all I did with these is I just kind of put some little slits in it. Like that, just to make a little fringe. I don't want to pull on those because they will fall apart real easily. So don't really yank on those once you cut it. Or you could add some yarn to the end if you wanted to. But I'm just going to cut those. There we go. Little slits, and then I'm just going to anchor this so it stays over here out of my way. Like so. And then this one I'm going to just hook down here. That'll stay off to the side there. And you could paint these little wooden sticks he has here for arms if you wanted to. They're not actually very shiny at all. They kind of looked shiny when I first picked them up, but they're really not. They're kind of dull. So normally if it was real shiny plastic, I would paint those, but I'm not going to bother because they look just fine. All right, so the only thing left here to do now with these guys is I got a couple of buttons. Whatever buttons you have. I have to get some more black buttons because I pretty much used them all up. So we're going to take one of these buttons right here, kind of line it up with his nose. That's why I like to put his nose on first because everything kind of gets lined up with the nose. And then we're going to take this other one, whoops, put that one down here on the, whoa, I am just knocking this poor guy over. See, they're very durable. All right, and then this one's going to go right down here. And then I thought this was kind of like a little long in between, just the way he looks. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's weird looking. So I wanted to do something, and I wasn't quite sure, so that's why I decided to take just a couple little pieces of the pine and put that in there. Oh, I got to get another one of those snowflakes too. But these are the pine picks that I found the other day at Dollar Tree. I really like these. They're small. You get 6 of them here, mini pine picks they're called. They had these hanging on one of the end displays where they have the Christmas stuff now. And I just cut a couple of these off, and they're like the perfect size for this. So I'm just going to glue these little guys in here real quick. Put one on this side here. And then we're going to add another one in there. Like that. And then I figured I'd add a couple of pine cones. Now these I got out of, I don't know what I did with that bag of, oh, here it is. They had some really tiny pine cones. These are in the floral department too. I found these, if you're lucky enough to find some of these. They have some really tiny pine cones in here, so that's where I got those from. They're just called decorative filler. So I got a couple of pine cones out of there, and we're just going to add those in here too. And then, hang on, I'll put them down just a little bit lower. I wish I would have done that on the other one. But you know what? You live and you learn as you're making this stuff. I want to leave enough room so I can push my little berry in the center. That should be good. Am I getting this centered? No, it doesn't look centered over the, there we go. That's better. All right, and now for the little Okay, this is also the vase filler. These are all different ones that I threw in a bag from last year, but they have so many pretty ones. Hopefully I can find another little one. Oh, there's a little one. I see it way down on the bottom. One of these little berries. So it's a little ball, but it's going to be a little berry. And then we're just going to glue that right in the center of the pine cones. Whoops. I was going to do one pine cone and a couple berries, but then that kind of was taken in a whole nother direction. So I figured we'll do the 2 pine cones and 1 berry. And I think that'll look cute. So that was that. That is it. But they weren't quite decorated up enough for me. So I wanted to add a little bit of white paint to the pine and a little bit more on the pine cones. And then, of course, we're going to do up the little eyes. I want to grab another snowflake. Hopefully I have one handy here that I can just grab real quick. If not, we'll pause and come back. I think we're in this first bucket of stuff. Yep. Okay, sorry. I could have paused this video and started over, but I'm just going to run here real fast. You guys can just look at the cuteness. Anyway, I wanted to grab another. These I ordered from AliExpress years ago. You can get big bags full of these for, well, not big bags, but you know, a lot of these, like 100 of these for like $1. So I'm going to add one of these to his scarf, because I think that just looks cute. So we'll put that right there on his scarf. And now, if I can get that glue off of here. I'm just all over the place in here today, aren't I? All right. Well, we got the glue where I'm putting the paint, so I'll get the rest of that off of there after. Not a biggie. All right, so now we are just going to take a little bit of this white chalk paint. It doesn't matter. I'm sure you could just do it with acrylic too, whatever you have. And just take one of the tiny brushes. I love these tiny brushes. They come in the sets from Dollar Tree. That one's not very, oh, this one's even tinier. This one's even better. But yeah, they come in those set of 2 brushes. So the first thing you're going to do, just going to get the eyeballs done. And you're just kind of going to make a little dot. I hope I'm holding this the right way. A little dot, and then just pull it kind of like a comma. It's really simple to do the little highlights. So it's just a little dot. And then just pull it around, and there you have his little eyes. So then I'm going to use a little bit of a bigger brush here, because I think it'll take me too long to do with a teeny brush. And I'm just going to take a tiny, tiny bit, get this scarf out of my way, of chalk paint. I'm actually going to wipe most of it off and just add some, add some to these pine tips here, just to make them look a little more snowier. You could even put some on top of your little buttons here if you wanted to. A little bit of white. And then you could do the same thing here with these pine cones and give them a little extra snow. But that's it. He's done. And it's just so simple and so easy, and I think these look absolutely adorable now. Yeah, like I said, I walked past them and I picked them up and I put them down, and then I'm like, wait a minute, we can do something with these guys. So there they are. So those are my 2 little projects for today. I'll remember to get those pictures in there, hopefully. If not, you guys will tell me. Of these, well, actually, I'm just taking this guy out to the car because he's still, Santa is still drying. And I will show you how that all works. But that's it. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little project, and I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.